Welcome back to First Issues. Previously on the program, we spoke to two legal advisors on their experience in the capital markets in relation to companies that wish to list on a stock exchange. We first spoke to founding and managing partner at Desai Law Group, Rizwan Desai, who said having a legal advisory team will make sure that your company is journeying within all the correct legal parameters to avoid any possible mishaps that may play on your chances your company's initial public offering application being unsuccessful. We were also joined by leading partner at Armstrong Attorneys, Sipho Ziga. Sipho said companies that had been successful in their quest to be listed entities must remember to always be compliant with all the rules, regulations and requirements within the industries they operate. This journey is a significant occasion for a company in the quest for growth and development, as it enables a company to raise capital while strengthening its structure and reputation. It also provides liquidity to investors and ensures effective monitoring of compliance of the issuer. But this does not happen willy-nilly. There are people who work tirelessly to see the seamless success of the entire process of listing. These are known as sponsoring brokers.
Let's start first by explaining what a broker is. Okay. A broker is an individual like myself or a company that has been admitted by the Botswana Stock Exchange to perform certain regulated activities on behalf of its clients. Right, and the key issues there is obviously the regulatory part. As you can well imagine, as brokers, we are in a position of extreme trust, from our clients, and therefore our activities, have to be absolutely regulated so that we conduct our affairs and ourselves in the utmost integrity, right, in dealings with our clients. So the regulatory part of it is very critical. And I also use the words certain, functions. So we are not and also there are certain things that we can do and there are certain things that we cannot do in terms of, that membership, in terms of our members' rules by, from the Botswana Stock Exchange. When we talk about a sponsoring broker, and again, let me say, as brokers, right, we can perform the functions of a sponsoring broker, which is restricted mainly to events, corporate actions that would be happening at the time that you are appointed a sponsoring broker. So what happens is that a company undertaking a corporate event will appoint a broker to be its sponsoring broker. So you are sponsoring the action that you've been appointed to perform. You are sponsoring them on behalf of your client at or with the exchange. So you first have to be a broker before you can be appointed a sponsoring broker.
I don't know if you fully answered my next question in your previous answer, but I would like to know right now, what then is the role of a sponsoring broker in SME listing?
A company might say, we want to raise 50 million. To list. That's all it knows. It's done its homework, and it's all the things that they want covered. In terms of the listing would cost X amount of money, say 50 million, right? And they may not know where to get that 50 million. They may not, even if they did know, they may not have the contacts or the relationships, with those investors who can actually be in a position to do that. So they will then need a broker whom they will then appoint as sponsoring broker for purposes of that listing to help them navigate the process of listing itself in terms of now being its representative at the stock exchange, in terms of documentation and all of those things, and making sure that all the documents that are presented to the exchange comply with the listing requirements on the one hand, and then on the other hand to be able then to assist that company to go out into the market and approach those shareholders that can then be in a position to put money in support of that listing by way of investing in those shares.
Just from this conversation, it sounds like this is a very tedious process. So How best can companies wishing to someday go public efficiently prepare for this journey?
It is a very involved and detailed process. But having said that, a listing involves more than just the sponsoring broker and the company. There are other advisors who we refer to as members of a listing team or the listing team that are involved. So, for example, you'll have the legal advisors who will be handling all the legal aspects of the listing. You will have the corporate advisor who may be helping with on the corporate side of the business. You have different advisors, and what actually happens is that there's a lot of work behind the scenes by those advisors, right? So actually, a lot of the tedious work, happens behind the scenes.
This program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?